In this video, I want to show you a real test run of SEO Content Architect, and more importantly, the model behind it. The model I used for this generation is Muse Glimmer 30 billion parameters. On paper, that's a mid-sized model, not one of the giants everyone talks about, and honestly, my expectations going in were modest. I wanted to see whether a model this size could actually carry a full article generation pipeline from start to finish without falling apart somewhere in the middle. The result surprised me. It didn't just hold up, it performed. The first thing you notice is the speed. Muse Glimmer 30 billion is fast. The whole pipeline moves at a pace that makes the process feel almost immediate. You set your parameters, you hit generate, and the article is assembled before you've had time to get distracted by something else. But speed on its own means nothing if the output is weak, so let's talk about quality. The article came out coherent, well-structured, and on topic. The keyword research step fed cleanly into the outline, the sections flowed logically, and the writing itself didn't have that hollow, padded feeling you often get from smaller models trying to hit a word count. It reads like something a person would actually publish. Now here's the part that matters most for anyone running content at scale, the cost. The total cost of this article was 13 cents. 13 cents for a complete, finished, publish-ready piece. And when you break that number down, it gets even more interesting, because the majority of that cost isn't the writing at all. Image generation, 3 images, accounts for 9 cents of the total. The actual text generation, the article itself, the high-quality repair pass, the alt text, the image prompts, the meta and editor rewrites, all of that together comes to roughly 3 cents. 3 cents for the entire written component of a full article. That is an extremely low price for the level of quality you're seeing here. And that's really the headline for me. We're at a point where a 30 billion parameter model, running fast and cheap, can produce content that clears the bar for real publishing use. You don't need to reach for the largest, most expensive model available for this kind of task. Muse Glimmer 30 billion qualifies. It handles the job, it handles it quickly, and it handles it at a cost that makes high-volume content production genuinely viable. So my conclusion after this test is simple. If you're generating articles at scale and you care about the balance between quality and cost, this model belongs on your shortlist. It passed the test, and it passed it well. And there are a few broader takeaways worth pulling out of this. The first is that the bottleneck in content generation has shifted. It's no longer the writing. The writing is basically solved at this price point. The expensive part is now the visuals, and that's where you should be focusing your optimization if you want to bring costs down further. The second takeaway is about model selection. There's a strong instinct in this space to always reach for the biggest model available, as if capability scales linearly with cost. This test suggests otherwise. For a well-defined structured task like article generation, a smaller model with a good pipeline around it competes directly with far more expensive options. The architecture matters as much as the raw parameter count. And the third takeaway is simply about what this unlocks. At 3 cents per article, the economics of content change completely. Volume stops being a budget question,